Hello guys, it's me, Dalton from Madden Sports. Here we go with another Detroit Lions football game. And Joe Burrow's last game for the season. So, this is going to be a fun one. As we saw, Joe Burrow was hitting it up yesterday with all the football players out there. And although I did, get nervous when I saw that he threw 2 interceptions out there. But this is time to face facts with facts. Him versus Kyler Murray. It's going to be the ultimate showdown. These quarterbacks are both great. And they both got tons of potential in them. So this is going to be a good game to watch. And this is something for the ages. Now, Detroit Lions, they have clinched the playoffs with their only losing twice and their constant winning streak. And who knows, maybe the Cardinals and Kyler Murray can get lucky. Who knows? But I'm still rooting here for the Lions, and I'll see you guys after the game. So let's go to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. Fellas.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Joe Burrow and the Detroit Lions taking on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Arizona Cardinals offense coming out here for the first time, and you get a peek at Kyler Murray, the dangerous offensive weapon now in his 3rd season in the National Football League.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, it's Murray. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Brandon Graham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led, of course, by their second-year quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow dancing to his left. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. And partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been in a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. And Charles, for this defense, you know, they're a confident bunch. Some may say maybe too confident at times. How do you think that they approach a game like this when they're taking on a team that's lost 4 straight?
Well, if they're anything like their head coach, you know they're relying on that.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Nico Collins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cards on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd and 7, Burrow eluding the pressure right. This is Gordon on the dump off. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings for some reason it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200+ right now. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
On 2nd and 10, Murray. And incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Gordon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 1 man in the backfield, that's Gordon, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So all will even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more.
And got his man complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Nico Collins, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Lions offense set to take over. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Burrow looking to pass. Flushed out right. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Desmond King back deep. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Murray. This one left side caught by Collins. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
Murray's throw complete there to St. Brown. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Forced out to his left. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. To throw again on second down. Burrow escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 21st touchdown of the season, and the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. On 2nd and 9, Murray. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Murray going to hold on to it once more. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll kick it away for the second time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
So nothing doing there, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss. Touchdown! Melvin Gordon as the first half is winding down. And the Lions have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Murray going to throw. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before half from Murray. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We begin up in Maryland with one of the better games of the entire weekend. Green Bay taking on Baltimore. And it's the Packers who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. Robert Woods, a touchdown reception. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Jared Goff has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Mecole Hardman, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the 2nd half? To find out, We give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray, 67 yards. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown of the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. He's going deep for Brown. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This will be caught once again by Brown. And in for the Lions touchdown. Antonio Brown with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and they jump back ahead, 35-28. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. So out now come the Cardinals. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Murray now. And this throw will be intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. CD, he tried to kind of lob that one in there. It looked pretty going through the air. The problem was it was in the air a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's a tough one because for that type of a route and what he tried to do and needed to do, he had to put a little air under it, and the defender was actually able to take.
Now Burrow loses the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we look.
Murray has it knocked loose, fumble, and the Lions have recovered. Problems there on the option and a costly turnover.
Yeah, partner, you know how we watch practice sometimes and we see those drills where the quarterback's running with the football and they're swinging pads at him and the brooms are out and they're trying to poke at the football for ball security? I have a feeling next week there'll be an extra session of that each and every day.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And they go play action now. Burrow. They'll roll him out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now it's Burrow. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Rob Gronkowski with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Tucker with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. The Detroit defense, we get set to watch them go. They recovered the fumble last time. 3 turnovers for them in this game. They've been, that word opportunistic comes to mind, right?
Exactly right. And you know guys on defense, they say the turnovers, and offensive guys call them turnovers. We call them takeaways. We go get them. And that's exactly what they've done in this game.
The former DB making sure you know their takeaways on the defense.
Takeaways, man.
On 2nd down, they go back to White again. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st down, here's White. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Running out of the gun with White. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Third and 2, and here's Murray. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because...
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Anthony Jennings. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. He's going deep for Brown. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The football going back over to Arizona now. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Murray now to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now Burrow steps away to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Throwing to start the drive. Murray. Flush to it. Murray fighting. Lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the 44, Murray. He'll get this complete to Collins. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Finding Rudolph. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. Now a pass dropped off here for James White. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Murray, he's used to moving fast in Oklahoma. He'll get his guys up to the line. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw taken in by Collins. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on second down. Murray. It's complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll run on first down. It's Gordon, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Burrow being chased out left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And some room to work. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 78 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball,
and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Lions, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll have a
Well, Lions won. And they did good. It was a one-score game. But we can't say this, though. Lions struggled there during the first quarter. Cardinals, from first to mid-second quarter, they were dominating the Lions. It looked like the Lions maybe lost the edge, if you will. And then we see Kyler Murray throwing an interception. There's 7 points right there on the board. Then, when they punt, and you have Joe Burrow back there, he just throws a, over 30-yard pass to Tyler Lockett. Now, right now, as what we've heard as well as seen, Tyler Lockett is officially injured. We hope he has a speedy recovery. We hope they can come back within the sooner weeks, because he has been one of the important pieces to the Lions football team. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out next week, especially since Justin Fields will be the quarterback from next week forward until the playoffs officially start and are underway. But it's going to be a good one, I can already tell. And I wish Justin Fields the best of luck, because he did get a lot of playing time out there, unlike those other quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Jimmy Garoppolo. So with that being said, he has less mistakes and more of a percentage, like a good percentage compared to the two. But yeah, so this is Dalton from Madden Sports. I'll catch you all later. See ya.